Staff and faculty in OU's Kaufman Hall receive a scary health warning. Disabled students tell OU they're tired of being overlooked, and there's a new way to stay safe during an emergency. This is OU Nightly. Faculty and staff at OU's Kaufman Hall are looking for answers after being warned that the building's tap water might be contaminated with lead.
But there is confusion about whether the threat is real or just an overreaction. OU Nightly's Dylan Jasna joins us live from Kaufman Hall to help sort it all out.
That's right, guys. I interviewed faculty and students here at Kaufman Hall, and they told me that they were concerned about an email sent Wednesday about possible lead poisoning. Walking into Kaufman Hall, warning signs urge you to stay away from the water. It all started Wednesday when Department Head Nancy LaGreca sent out a mass email to all modern language professors saying, quote, "The water in Kaufman Hall has dangerously high levels of lead."
The fact that, there are buildings on campus with unsafe drinking water is a concern to me.
This was the impression that most faculty had after receiving the alarming email. Most shocking, though, was the fact that students had no clue about the false alarm.
No, I check my email like every day, and I never got any email from anybody.
The confusion started after LaGreca was directed to this website alerting consumers to drinking water problems. It was here where she found this document showing lead in Kaufman's water. OU Nightly talked to the Department of Environmental Quality to explain the Kaufman water sample is more than a year old. While lead was detectable, it was well within safe drinking limits. OU spokesman Corbin Wallace told Nightly late this afternoon Kaufman Hall is within EPA water quality standards and is compliant on all levels. And he also said that they will do another test on Kaufman Hall's water right here just to make sure that everything is safe. Reporting live on the South Oval, Dylan Jasna, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Dylan.
OU Nightly will continue to update this story as it develops. Norman is launching a new opt-in emergency notification program. The system called Blackboard Connect sends critical information to smartphones via text, email, or actual phone calls. The first community-wide test of the system is about a month away. Norman police tell us the program will help officers as well as residents when there's an emergency.
So many times when we're faced with these instances where something is happening that's an emergency situation, people tend to flood the area instead of leave the area, and most of that's due to a lack of information.
As we said, it's an opt-in program, so you have to sign up if you want the notifications. You can do that at the City of Norman's main website.
And the weather has kind of fluctuated this week from previous weeks. Joe, what can we expect for this next weekend and the next week?
Yeah, guys, that's right. It has been up and down. Current temperatures out there right now, though, we rebounded from where we were earlier this morning. Temperatures right now in the 60s, 66 in Oklahoma City, 64 in Norman, 68 in Lawton. So again, a beautiful spring day here in Oklahoma. This morning, though, it was a cold one across the Sooner State. Temperatures were in the 30s, 31 in Oklahoma City, 37 in Norman, 39 in Lawton. So Old Man Winter has certainly had its hold on us for this morning, not going anywhere. Now, for our headlines, though, taking a look, we're talking about that fire danger that should be going down in the several days. But again, it's like that roller coaster should be coming up later in next week. Easter forecast and spring showers on the way.
Great. Thank you so much, Joe.
The Oklahoma Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse is losing $13 million from its budget. That brings this year's budget cut total to $22.8 million. Oklahoma currently spends less than half of the national average per person on mental health care. The department expects it will have to turn away or reduce care for over 70,000 people.
OU students with disabilities say their campus is not flexible to their needs and are demanding it be changed. As OU Nightly's Rashida Kaba shows us, they took their issues to the top and came not only with the problems, but with the solutions.
Students from the DRC or Disability Resource Center met this morning with Vice President Jabbar Shumate to raise concerns about a lack of care when it comes to how disabled students can get around campus, saying broken handicap buttons, cracks in the pavement, and non-audible crosswalks have made it unsafe for disabled students to get around. And that's not all. Even the route to get to the DRC building where people with disabilities take their tests can be a hard get for some. And crossing one of the busiest streets in Norman just to take an exam.
This location and you want to go to an audible crosswalk, you're going to have to go all the way to Campus Corner.
This morning, for instance, getting into the president's office for that meeting that was located in Evans Hall, a historical building that has no elevators, was a struggle.
But if you're in a mobility device, this is a very steep incline to get up to Evans Hall.
Amanda says it's faults in the cement like this one here on campus that make it difficult for students with handicap and mobility issues to get up a ramp that's already 45-degree angled. Though the DRC department will be moving to the former SAE house, she says she hopes that the route to that building will also be revised.
There are not audible crosswalks all the way to that location. There's also not a sidewalk all the way to that location, so that could be a huge issue for blind students and students in mobility devices.
Amanda says she wants OU to think of accessibility on a broader spectrum. Shoemate says that although all of these changes cannot be made overnight, he plans to meet with President Bourne and discuss solutions and have answers for them sometime within the next couple of weeks. Rashida Kaba, OU Nightly.
And OU Nightly will have updates on that as soon as the President Bourne or the university tells us what their plans might be.
And the Oklahoma basketball team took down Texas A&M and are moving on in the big dance. OU Nightly's Ashley Davis showcases the players' reactions as they prepare for the Elite Eight.
I'm here in Anaheim with the victorious Sooners, no longer in the Sweet 16. It's on to the Elite Eight. They used the loss to Michigan State last year in the third round to fuel their success and move farther in the tournament this year. But now that they're on to the fourth round, they know the job isn't yet done.
Stay focused and locked in, and we came in and locked in and execute. But we can't get too high right now. We got to stay low and not too low, but in between, because we have a next big game coming Saturday. So we got to be really locked in for that one too.
I'll be back later along with Haley Huey in Big Friday Sports, so stick with us. Ashley Davis, OU Nightly.
And still ahead on OU Nightly, the state has seen recent budget cuts, but is it affecting Norman?
Plus, Oklahoma City residents will have a new way to get around, but the projects could get costly. The Oklahoma City Council has given MAPS 3 streetcar project a thumbs up. OU Nightly's Shea Owoshian has more.
In a couple of months, signs like this will be coming in downtown Oklahoma City. After the City Council gave the go-ahead, work will begin on the streetcar project.
It is a rail-based system, and it is the beginning of what we hope to be a new transit piece of our system.
From Bricktown through the business district, 5 streetcars will make their way back around in Midtown. Those cars will cost almost $25 million. So why is the city spending so much money on a transit system that only covers around 7 miles?
We have to start someplace.
The entire project will cost $132 million, and that money is coming out of MAPS 3 budget of $777 million.
Norman officials revealed this week that in 2015, the city added 4,000 new jobs. This all came despite recent state budget cuts. Norman's director of community development said Norman as a standalone city would have the 3rd lowest unemployment rate in the United States.
The U.S. says it's taken out ISIS's number 2 man. Nightly's Devin Gadberry has the story and more in the News Center.
Yes, Anna, U.S. Special Forces killed the financial minister of ISIS. He's widely suspected to be the second in command. Special Forces helicopters surrounded Haji Imam's car, then fired on the vehicle. Defense Secretary Ash Carter made the announcement.
The removal of this ISIL leader will hamper the organization's ability to conduct operations both inside and outside of Iraq and Syria.
The killing of the finance minister is just part of what Carter called a systematic elimination of ISIS's leaders. In France today, police arrested a convicted terrorist for plotting an attack in France. Authorities arrested Rida Cricket. He's been linked to last year's Paris terror attacks. This arrest led cops to an apartment near Paris where officers found explosives and a rifle. A Belgium court convicted Cricket for being part of a jihadist network. And a quick update from Brussels. More explosions and gunfire in Brussels today, and police arrested at least one man linked to Tuesday's attacks. That's it from around the world. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Devin.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, a local internet sensation is having a cookout.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. Well, we had a beautiful day today, and unfortunately, though, I am watching rain chances coming in here for your weekend. A few fronts going to be moving through here. Let's take a look at it right now. Weather story, we can see 2 low pressure centers here, and these are going to continue to move through here, bringing with it a cold front, and that's really going to be where we're going to start to see some chances for rain on your Saturday afternoon into your Saturday evening into Sunday time frame. And again, some of this could even be a mixture of rain and snow, especially in northwestern Oklahoma. So Old Man Winter isn't done with us just yet. And again, we are watching another system coming in here for the middle part of next week. That could have some severe weather with it. We'll be sure to keep you updated on that. This will continue to move through here on Tuesday evening into Wednesday, Wednesday being the main threat for severe weather. And overnight lows, though, for tonight, we're going to see those in the 40s, 47 in Oklahoma City, 49 in Norman, and 47 right there in Lawton. So another cool night tonight, but definitely nothing like what we saw this morning. Taking a look at the day planner for your Saturday, looking at 52 degrees for that 8 a.m. hour, 62 with increasing cloud coverage, and 68 with some rain showers starting to build in here for your Saturday. Taking a look at the highs tomorrow, those are in the 70s, 60s and 70s, 69 in Oklahoma City, 70 in Norman, 73 in Ardmore. So again, a beautiful day, just increasing clouds coming in here for your Saturday. For your 7-day forecast, though, looking at Saturday, 73 degrees. For your Easter Sunday, could be a rainy one, 58 degrees, 67 for your Monday, and then 70s coming back in here before another chance of rain on your Wednesday, and then things clear out. Looks pretty nice going into next weekend.
Great, so maybe plan the Easter egg hunt inside on Sunday then.
Yes, definitely. It's going to be a little soggy.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Joe.
Absolutely, guys.
And local internet sensation Sad Papaw is hosting a cookout this weekend. Papaw is hosting a cookout featuring his signature burger tomorrow, and the event will be open to anyone. The event will be held in Purcell, Oklahoma at 11, and guests will be able to purchase an I Ate with Papa shirt. We'll have reporters at the event, and we'll have more Monday.
Well, that's it for news this Friday night, but don't leave just yet. Big Friday Sports is on deck.
The OU men's basketball team keeps waltzing through the big dance. Can Buddy and company keep it up? Hunter?
They sure can, Joseph. Carson and I will give you all the details of OU moving on to the Elite Eight and what happened in their Sweet 16 matchup last night against the Aggies of A&M. Big Friday Sports is next.
Welcome aboard. He's Hunter McKee. I'm Carson Williams, and this is OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. Today we've got Sooner baseball against Texas Tech, Thunder Jazz highlights, and a look at possibly the dunk of the year in the NBA D-League.
But we begin, of course, with the Sweet 16 matchup between the Oklahoma Sooners and the Texas A&M Aggies. We start midway through the first half. Isaiah Cousins drives, dishes out to the freshman Christian James. He shoots, and it banks out. No, wait, in. So the Sooners get a lucky bounce there. And then Spangler tries to alley-oop it to Jamani McNeese. Failed, but there's Woodard for the bank-in before the half. Sooners are rolling at this point. And then we go into the second half. Buddy, almost stolen, keeps possession, and, of course, drains a three. He had 17 on the game. And then we go to Jordan Woodard, who just had a great performance, shoots it, and the foul, drains it. He had 22. Sooners go to the Elite Eight for the first time since '09.
Jordan Woodard, the Arcadia, Oklahoma native, made sure the country knew the Sooners weren't just a one-trick pony. Big Friday Sports' Haley Huey takes a look at the juniors' stellar performance.
Proved they don't always need Buddy Hield to win big games. When Buddy was in foul trouble in Waco against Baylor, Jordan Woodard stepped up and scored 15 of his 20 points while Buddy was on the bench. And Woodard was the star of last night's game, scoring a game-high 22 points and went 5 from 6 from behind the arc.
Just wanted to lock in. Coach told me to just make sure I'm ready and locked in, ready to shoot. Because, a lot of tension goes on, the other guys on there like Buddy, Isaiah, Ryan, they're going to focus in on them. So I just got to be ready and find an open spot.
I'm really happy with Jordan. I told him earlier that, when he does that, the whole game's open up for everybody because they don't know who to pick from. And they want to keep denying me the whole game. If I just step up and he just drive baseline and make a play. So, Jordan's shooting the ball really well, and he's going to shoot the ball this coming Saturday too. So I'm just happy for him, and it's just the best time of the year to keep it rolling for him.
Another bright spot to mention is Christian James, who scored 12 points off the bench. Haley Huey, Big Friday Sports.
Thanks, Haley. Track and field is back in action today and tomorrow in the Bobby Lane Invitational in Arlington, Texas. 18 teams will compete this meet. 43 Sooners will compete in 25 events. Last time the Sooners were in this event back in 2012, they combined for 7 victories.
7 members of the top-ranked Oklahoma women's gymnastics team earned a total of 10 All-America honors Friday. Oklahoma's 10 awards ranked second most nationally, and their 4 bars honors matched the most in the nation in any event. Junior Chase Capps, the co-Big 12 Gymnast of the Year, led all Sooners with 3 first-team honors in all-around and on bars and beam.
The OU softball team returns home, but with a lot of work ahead of them, they face a 7-game stretch. But first, a 2-game series with UMKC starting today at home and tomorrow at the ASA Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City. The last time these two teams met back in 2003, with the Sooners winning both games in shutout fashion.
Coming off an opening Big 12 loss to Texas Tech last night, the Oklahoma baseball team is back in action again tonight in Lubbock for the second game of a 3-game series. First pitch is set for 6:30 p.m. tonight, and tomorrow's series finale is scheduled to begin at 2 p.m.
And coming up on Big Friday Sports, our crew will give you some insight from the tournament in California, and Carson will preview OU's Elite Eight matchup. Stay with us. Welcome back to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. Carson, huge game for you tomorrow. What can we expect from these two teams?
Well, Hunter, this will be a barn burner of a game between 2 high-scoring teams. Oregon is a very physical team with a real strong presence in the paint, something that may give Oklahoma some fits. We've all seen what Buddy Hield is capable of, but what we saw last night, what the supporting cast can do in big games. Oklahoma's experience should help them reach their first Final Four since 2002.
And Ashley Davis is in Anaheim to give us the reactions from some of the players after last night's game. Ashley, tell us what's going on in Cali.
Last night, Jordan Woodard led the Sooners with 22 points, but as a team, OU dished out 23 assists, tying their second most of the season.
Yeah, we had a lot of good ball moving. Coach been preaching it for us to, move around even without the ball, off-ball movement, and the guards are able to get into the lane and find the bigs for easy layups and dunk to start out the game. So it was really just playing good team basketball.
Kind of like he said, we had good spacing today and made sure we kept the spacing and everybody out, and then we were getting out in transition and making easy passes to each other.
Right now, let's throw it back to you in Norman. Sooner fans hope on Monday we'll be talking Final Four. Ashley Davis, Big Friday Sports.
Thanks, Ashley. Well, Hunter, we've got 4 more games tonight to determine the final batch of the Elite Eight. Tradition-rich teams North Carolina and Indiana will battle it out in Philly. This may be Roy Williams' most complete team in his time in Chapel Hill. I'm taking the Tar Heels. And Notre Dame, Wisconsin, battling for a spot in the East Regional Final. Can't pick against the luck of the Irish, Hunter, so I'm rolling with Mike Bray and Notre Dame. Who you got?
All right, Carson, so I've got the other two. There's still one more team in the Big 12 who can get into the Elite Eight. That's Iowa State as they take on the number 1 seed Virginia, but I've got the Cavaliers winning this matchup. The Cyclones had an easy path to the Sweet 16, and I think Virginia plays better defense. Only 2 Big 12 teams will remain going into next week, and the 2 lowest seeds left are facing each other, 11 seed Gonzaga and 10 seed Syracuse. I've got Gonzaga. Carson, they've just proven more at this point. And from college, the NBA, the Thunder took on the Utah Jazz last night. Kevin Durant with a slam there as they just rolled this entire game. And then here comes Durant as he passes it to his man Westbrook for the monster slam. The Thunder's just dunking all over the Jazz. And then we move on to the third quarter. Durant returns the favor, and he steps back, drains a 3 right before the buzzer, as he always does. And The Thunder finish them 113 to 91.
And we end with what might be the dunk of the year, if not dunk of the century. Iowa Energy guard DJ Stevens, who actually owns the highest vertical ever measured at the NBA Combine, nearly jumped out of the gym last night with this monstrous jam. The dunk went viral on social media, and for good reasons. Geez, that was unreal. That'll wrap it up for us today on Big Friday Sports. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Good night.